Once upon a time, in a prosperous town nestled between mountains, there was a wealthy merchant. He owned the largest shop in town, filled with exquisite silk, gold jewelry, and fine spices. But despite his riches, Merchant was always unhappy. His greed knew no bounds. He wanted more, always more. One day, Merchant was traveling through a dense forest. He saw an old sage sitting by a river. He went and met the old sage. Looking at the merchant, Sage noticed his greedy demeanor and said, "I can grant you a wish, anything you desire. But remember, greed can be a dangerous thing." Without thinking twice, Merchant eagerly replied, "I wish for endless wealth, gold that never runs out, no matter how much I take." The sage nodded and handed Merchant a small golden pouch. "This pouch will provide you with as much gold as you need, but be careful, for greed will take its toll." Merchant got too excited. He further didn't listen completely what Sage said, and immediately thanked Sage and started walking back to shop. Merchant, after reaching shop, opened the pouch given by Sage. Gold coins began pouring out endlessly, filling his hands, his pockets, and his entire shop. He was overjoyed and thought, "With this, I can buy the whole town, own every treasure, and never have to worry about money again." Days turned into weeks, and his wealth grew exponentially. His shop overflowed with gold, and yet his desire for more never ceased. He kept demanding more gold, more riches, but no matter how much he took, the pouch never emptied. Soon, the town began to notice. Merchant had become obsessed, hoarding gold and refusing to share it, even though his shop and home were overflowing. One morning, he realized something strange. His once vibrant garden had withered, his friends had stopped visiting, and his family seemed distant. He went to the sage, desperate for answers. The sage looked at him with a knowing smile. "You wanted endless gold, but in your greed, you've lost everything that truly mattered. Your happiness, your relationships, and the beauty of life. Gold is endless, but so is greed. What will you do with endless wealth if you have no one to share it with?" Merchant felt the weight of his actions. He had spent so much time collecting gold that he had forgotten the true treasures of life: love, friendship, and contentment. Realizing his mistake, Merchant returned to the sage asking, "Can I change this? Can I undo my greed?" The sage nodded. True wealth lies in balance. Share what you have, cherish what you've lost, and the world will become rich in ways gold can never match. From that day, Merchant began to give back to the town. He shared his wealth, helped those in need, and reconnected with his family. His shop was still full of gold, but his heart was now full of something more precious: contentment. And so, the greedy merchant learned the most valuable lesson of all. Greed may fill your hands, but only kindness can fill your heart. The moral of the story here is, greed often leads to loss and regret, as it blinds us to what we already have and makes us blind to the consequences of our actions. And with that, this story teaches us that pursuit of more, whether wealth, power, or possessions, can cause us to overlook the simple joys and blessings that we already possess, often leading to dissatisfaction and loss. Greed convinces us that what we have is never enough, even when it might be all we truly need for happiness. I hope you enjoyed this small story. Thank you very much for watching.